Because they say subsidy is out. And if subsidy is out, two things would happen. You have no right to pounce on those stations.
Of course, of course.
And secondly, the PPPRA should be scrapped.
For me,
what do you regulate? What prices?
For me,
if you say, because you're a union leader, because that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
And the question also should go to the PPPRA and the government. It's simple logic. If you say you have taken off subsidy for a particular product, and I'm selling at whatever price I choose to sell, it behoves on me, if there's availability of that particular product, I can go to the next man who sells cheaper. And the agency who tells me they regulate pricing shouldn't exist anymore. Instead, we should have an agency that looks at quality.
No. Chamberlain, let me say, all over the world, pricing of products are being regulated. Pricing of products, whether imported, exported, all over the world in the countries are being regulated. Now, government also still have the responsibility of regulating what? This petroleum product that is, even if you deregulate, like you rightly have said, what is the landing cost? And that is where we have to work on. What is the landing cost of this product? What are our taxations? If we're saying importation of petroleum product today should be a stopgap measure and not a means to an end, then it means government must come up to say, look, we are removing, like what we did today, the free zone environment where investors are being asked to come in, free taxations and the rest of them, so that we do what? We create employment, we create technology, we create, a development in the environment and so on. Company comes in, friendly environment for investors. Then we begin to look at that. For a time frame. Now, if we do that, at the end of the day, you will now say, look, government has all it takes. The PPPR is not an issue. Creating PPR is just like...
You know why I go back there?
Yeah.
Because I'll go back there. I'm trying for someone to make me understand. If you put a ceiling and you say you don't go beyond this, you don't go below this, then you have a ceiling. Instead, when we talk about pricing, PPPRA should now be looking at quality. Don't forget that in Nigeria, I'm coming. Yeah, like in Nigeria, we still don't have graded fuel.
Yeah,
we buy. So we're not talking about premium petrol or regular, the way you buy it in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
So for some people, it will seem as if the consumer is cheated because you buy just one product for the same amount.
Yeah.
So that is what we thought that the PPPRA or even the DPR should be about if truly subsidy has been removed. But since you're in the sector, you say it will seem as if it's a test case.
Yeah, I want to see that
it doesn't look like...
it doesn't look like subsidy has been removed. Why I said it's a test case because government has not come out to say these are palliative measures we're putting on ground to have said, look, we're removing subsidy. On the labor
side, think there must be palliatives?
There must be palliative measures. What is the ending today of the common man as a worker? When you look at the foreign exchange rate today and the dollar rate in terms of market, the market force is high today. The inflation is very high, and every worker who earns, how much a worker earns per day.
Mr. Achese, I think what my colleague is referring to is what the Minister of State for Petroleum said, that as at today, that was the time, as at the time he was speaking, that there was no subsidy. I think that also needs to be clarified by him because a lot of people...
You said that yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Look,
no, it wasn't yesterday. I think it was sometime back. Just a moment. What he said, and that's what we're quoting, was that as at the time he was speaking, there was no subsidy. I think what he meant was that at the rate at which petrol was arriving at the shores of Nigeria, and we look at the differentials, it would seem that there was no need to be paying subsidy, and it would seem that the difference, the landing cost and transportation costs to the different stations should be enough for people to be able to make a decent profit margin. That's what, I don't know, that's my own interpretation of it. But if you look at it, that's why I'm asking you, whether or not people get the same, products or the same product to buy at the same price. Is it a uniform price or do the prices vary? Because if the prices don't vary, then we have to ask questions of the marketers or the importers who bring these products to their different depots. Why are their prices high?
The prices varies, because you say the petroleum product is on the dollar basis. And the rate of the dollar, how it goes up and comes down, determines the market force.
It does go up and come down, but we also do know, just a moment, we also do know that the central bank prioritizes dollar supplies to those who bring in petroleum products. We know that.
Okay.
So are these people getting it from the black market? Or are they getting it at the official exchange rate? Because the official exchange rate has been stable for a while.
Look, I want you to go to the banks. I want you to also ask these importers, at what rate do they get the petroleum product? I've said one clear thing, that the only way we can also go through these old issues, on issues of pricing, I've said clearly government has all the mechanism. Government should also do or pay subsidy to government.
How do you mean?
And allow the market force to play out and put in some measures and policies to checkmate. Like you rightly have said, look, if we're saying the freight tax is this, we're bringing it down. If we're saying the MPA charges are this, we're bringing it down. We're saying the custom charges are this, we're bringing it down. And these are the templates that makes up the landing cost that gets into Nigeria. And you say, look, for today we're doing tax-free on this, tax-free on that. And then you can now begin to monitor why marketers can't sell this product at the same rate. Now, if government, I want to say currently what is ongoing now is that I think government is also buying into the idea of saying that government must pay subsidy to government. I want to tell you today, NNPC has already moved from her facilities to where? To the major marketers' facilities, MoMA. Today, NNPC uses MoMA depot, not NNPC depots again.
Why do you think
MoMA
that
brings,
is?
Huh?
Why do you think that is?
That is what is happening now. That's what is happening now, because NNPC facilities are there. But I'll tell you, it's issues of everybody saying, I want to build the facilities and then come and hire my NNPC, hire my facilities, please, and make use of it at this cost, at that cost. But again, I said this, government should pay subsidy to government. You
don't think it's a case of NNPC is bringing in much more products than it can accommodate? Because from what we understand, NNPC is currently bringing in about 70% of the supply that the country is getting. If that is the case, it obviously doesn't have enough facilities to store it, does it?
It has the facilities, Margot.
It has facilities
NNPC
to store.
has facilities to accommodate the
70% of the.
It has the facilities. Of course, it has the facilities. We have the Calabar depot. It's empty. Nothing is there. We have the Warri depot, it's empty, nothing is there. We have a storage facilities that is also, I have said clearly, like you said the minister yesterday, the day before, he went to visit the Atlas Cove. The storage facility in Atlas Cove is also durable, that if you bring in product, you can put in product there and start moving them out. So we have these facilities. But the question is, when you, like I said clearly, years back in the 80s and late 85s, what NNPC does is, look, marketers are being given 90 days of grace to repay back product given to them.
Okay, now
today the business is different.
I'm just wondering though,
Yes.
Major marketers also engage in bringing in products, right?
Of course they are.
The major marketers, if you go to the stations of most of the major marketers, they're selling at the government regulated price. Why is it that the independent marketers cannot do that?
Because the independent marketers, most of them don't buy from NNPC facilities for now. They buy from the private depots. And the private depot's price on petroleum product is quite different from the NNPC, environment.
And they're also different from the major marketers?
It's also different from the major marketer, because major marketers are like NNPC today. And then there is a kind of template that is created, margin for the major marketer as well. Now for a major marketer who has his facilities being used by NNPC, has a triple agreement with NNPC, has a 3 naira payment to himself.
So why
on the usage of his facilities.
Why do they then go about saying, well, you have to sell at our stipulated price? Because we factored in all your costs to fix that price.
Chamberlain, I've said clearly, marketers out there, not all the marketers. I want to say clearly that if you find out stations that are selling beyond the stipulated price that got their product from NNPC and maybe the major marketers NNPCs are using, then you can go after them. But if you also find out that most of these depot owners are also maybe increasing their prices, and marketers goes there to still buy because it's more, because when you go to NNPC facility, sometimes you say there's no product, and they refer you to another depot to go and lift product. And marketers want to pick up product that is very close to them.
All right. Now, we're talking about subsidy several times, but I'd like to know, why does Nubank think that the federal government has not removed subsidy?
We believe government has not removed subsidies for now because NNPC is a major player, is a major importer of petroleum products. Again, our refineries are not working as expected, and as such, you will agree with me that subsidy is still ongoing. But like what I'm observing today is like government is now doing what we think to control the system. Instead of paying subsidy to marketers, government is paying subsidy to government, and because the money goes back to the government again, and so government is a major importer. which is NNPC is a major importer of the petroleum product at 70%, and then our refining capacity just 20% today.
Because the understanding of the populace is that, I mean, look at this statement credited to the VP at one of the panel sessions in the World Economic Forum. Here they said that, well, I'm trying to remember that now. He says, well, they see a silver lining in the plunge in crude oil prices because governments will no longer have to subsidize fuel. And then the headline about that one was that they will be saving some 985 billion naira. And then the NNPC comes and fixes those prices. Look at the headline of yesterday, fuel subsidy gone, and kerosene sells at, what, 83 naira per litre?
But you also listen to Kachiko again, the Minister of Petroleum for State, clearly saying that, look, they're looking at the effect of, he clearly said that, look, subsidy on kerosene is not completely gone. They're kind of a test case in environment, but it's very unfortunate. I want to say when you begin to sell, DPK or household carol at that cost price, what happens to the rural woman? What happens to
the question is, what has been happening to the rural women? Are the labor unions putting their head in the sand as to what has been happening to the rural women all this time? Because nobody gets it to buy at 50 naira.
We have. If you look at some of these struggles we put in, in the last few years, I'll say clearly, NLC as an organization today, we met yesterday. We're going to come out with a response to some of these changes and policies that is affecting Nigerian workers.
Are they unified now, NLC?
We're working as a team now. Not that we're reconciled, but the both sharehead of opinions are coming together. We met yesterday in terms of our reconciliation meeting. We agreed also to set up a joint committee, to actually work, because the common interest is the Nigerian workers and the nation's economy that are affecting us as citizens as well. So the committee is meeting up in Lagos here, and we're going to come up with various response to government policies, and also put up the next steps and actions to be taken against these issues.
All right, then Igwe Achese, thank you for coming on this morning. Igwe Achese is the president of NUPANG, and so not too clear, as you say, about the position of the fuel subsidy. Is it out or not? Well, that's what he thinks. Well, that's where we also have to draw the curtains today on the program. We thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, as always. I'm Chamberlain Oso.
Well, I really want to live in the hinterland that Sulaiman lives in. I would not let up on that. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
We're clear on one thing. It's a wrap on the show. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sulaiman. I'll see you again.